Hey everybody, I'm DJ McCree, Track Camp ENT, and we have a viewer question that just came hot off the press and into my Gmail. And I think it's something that is worth talking about and sharing with everybody because it is a very good question, even though I don't like to really get into it because it's very subjective. Yeah. So if you like viewer question videos like this, man, hey, smash, better yet, drop an elbow. Nah, on the like button. And, that will help me gauge and definitely subscribe. So let me get into it. So I'm going to go ahead and look at my phone. And it's from Johnny Longstroke. It's Johnny Longstroke. That's a hell of a name. But he said, hey, DJ McCree, I love your shows. I've been watching your shows for quite a while now. I've been subscribed for quite a while now. Thank you. And I love your tracks. I just started doing production myself not too long ago, and I've heard this production is pretty good. And my question is, how much should I charge to make beats for my beats? I'm not really that experienced. I'm just doing my thing, and I just want to make production my career. Sounds fair. Uh, Short question. I mean, short answer. Wow, short question. As much as you want, how much as you feel. Long answer. It's quite complicated because there's a lot of factors that go into charging for beats now that we are in 2016. I know, new year. Wow. But boy, the first things first, you're in a field where is a ton, a more at least more than triple the competition that it was than when I started, and and I know that sounds like, hey, that's not really about beat pricing, but it has a lot to do with beat pricing because now that you have a lot of competition, there's competitive pricing, much like if there was a whole bunch of video game consoles on the market or whatnot, and they all offered about the same things or whatever, that type of comparison, if you want to use that as a comparison. So the main factor is this: you have social media. There's a lot of people that advertise. I've seen people advertise 2 for $25, even 10 beats for $10, or even $1 for a beat straight up, which I've seen on Twitter far too much. My personal opinions on that, I won't really share because I feel like, once again, you charge what you value your tracks for. That is the main thing. But the other factor is this: getting a hold in producing is much easier than what it was when I started, as well as you had to have either MPC, ASR10, and other sound modules and stuff like that to be able to compete, which means that you had to spend good money on them. There was no going to the internet, pulling up your favorite torrent site or audios to download, your favorite DAW and download your favorite sound packs or whatever for free, and then turn around and try to charge, maybe 10 or $20 or whatever, or hundreds or thousands of dollars for beats. You had to, kind of balance yourself so that you can actually compete and continue and buy other gear and stuff like that. So with that being said, you have to factor in the fact that the value of music isn't what it was as well when back in the day, as my old self had to deal with. So as I unzip my jacket, gosh, but yeah, so you have to think about these type of things because they matter. They do matter because you're in a field, and another way of factoring stuff in is the fact that once, like this platform right here, YouTube, and other platforms as well, when you put in that you're doing a beat that's like a Southside or TM88 type beat, and you're selling it or whatever, and even if it's great, because being dope is kind of like, once again, another subjective thing, because people have different taste. But you got to factor in that somebody can easily go to TM88 Southside or even Skrillex or any other music producers social media and ask them, for how much for a beat, and then they'll probably pay for it because those producers actually have a name. They've already charted on the billboards. Their name will pretty much get the attention that that artist really wants and needs. And then on top of that, another factor is that artists are more so in control than producers because they are far less artists than they are producers. So with that being said, and the easiness, you're in for a huge uphill battle. It is what it is. So I'm not gonna go any further than where I'm at. But just keep in mind, know your worth. The more unique you are, and you're gonna take L's. I mean, I've sold beats, and that was another one of the things I didn't read in your email. He's like, how much do I charge? I've made on the low end from $100 when I first started, all the way up to $25,000 for like musical films. I mean, for movies, commercials, to this from back in the day to this very day, and video games, and those things kind of matter too. What type of platform you're kind of aiming for. So the value of your tracks and your discography kind of factor in. So you end up charging a little less, and then you probably get more as you kind of progress as a producer. It's just not always about your material being great. It's about the song or whatever. So if you're a songwriter or whatnot, and you got a great song along with that track, that brings up the value maybe 10 times fold versus you just having a whole bunch of beats and you offering a beat package. So just to be fair to everybody, there's a lot of competition, and you got to kind of factor that in. But just charge what you feel. Don't worry about having a base price. Those days are pretty much over. I mean, there's thousands, probably millions of producers in the world, music producers in this world. So you are really competing against everybody. It's you against everybody. And that's the same way I look at it. So if you like this video, give it a like. If you have any comments, please leave a comment. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. I have a playlist, plenty of playlists where you can check out different reviews and stuff like that as well, and other questions, because it's pretty good to find out this information. And I really appreciate Johnny Longstroke for sending this in. And yes, I love the name. It's hilarious. I'm DJ McCree, and have a nice day.